Let's begin with the basic manicure. First thing you're going to need is a base coat to protect your nails. Then you're going to need a color of your choice and a fast drying top coat. So you're going to have base coat, color of your choice, and then a top coat. You're going to apply the base coat to all of your nails and then the color of your choice. Depending on the nail polish, you're probably going to need 2 coats of that color. Here I have some cotton balls, Q-tips, and cotton rounds, and a little baby towel just in case. Here I prefer to use the makeup remover or the cotton rounds instead of the actual cotton balls because they leave a lot less fuzzy all over your nail and actually create a bigger problem than what you started. I'm going to use 100% pure acetone, and you can get that either at Walmart or Sally Beauty's supply. First you're going to apply your base coat, let it dry, and then you're going to get the color that you wanted and you're going to dab a little polish at the middle of the nail, and it has to be at the center. So just so you get an idea, imaginary lines can sometimes help you a little bit, and just divide the nail into 3, and you're just going to apply 1 stroke to the middle, 1 on the right, and 1 on the left. Or you can go 1 on the left and 1 on the right, but just create that center line first and then go either way and then create the opposite way with the downward strokes. Then you want to apply the second coat and just even that out. Let's say I created a little mess right here, as sometimes we do when we are in a hurry. So I'm just going to show you a little tips and tricks that you guys can do so you don't have to mess up everything. I'm going to get a Q-tip and I'm going to dip it into the cap of the actual acetone. And you guys, just in case if you mess up all of your nails, just put acetone in the cap, dip the Q-tip, and softly and gently just rub that against the cuticle area or wherever you messed up, like so. And if you did it at the bottom, or if you want to get a little bit more precise, because sometimes that happens when you actually get a little bit more into the cuticle area or whatnot, you're just gonna get, this is an orange wood stick, but you guys can use toothpicks as well, and just scrape it off. Since it's not necessarily dry, you can easily just scrape it off, and also underneath the nail. And I'm gonna use an angled makeup brush, and it doesn't have to be any special thing or anything, it's just any brush really. Dip it in acetone and gently remove the nail polish from underneath. Make sure to get all of the areas, and this will ensure that you're going to have a little bit more of a cleanup. Next I'm going to show you how to do the dotting tool. So here I'm going to show you the one that I actually did, and it's just using a pencil and push pins, or the little pins, I don't know, that you use for sewing. And I'm going to use just 2 basic ones. I mean, you only need a small and a large one. So all you need is just a pencil with an eraser that it's deep enough to secure the actual pin. And you guys can choose any size of pins that you guys want. Just make sure that the pin's actually sturdy and that the pencil has an eraser. Here you guys can replace the orange wood stick with toothpicks, and I will be showing you guys that you guys can also use the same brush that I just used to clean my nail. You guys can actually use the bottom of any nail or any brush. You guys can also use bobby pins, or even pens, or basically anything that has a small enough point that you guys can be able to create little dots. And to create little dots, you're just going to need any nail polish, of course, but I'm just going to use white here. And the pressure that you put on the actual tool, or the actual nail, depends how big your dots are going to come out. Of course, common knowledge, right? So I'm just going to show you the first one that I'm going to use. Is just a little, orange wood stick, or a little toothpick. And just to see the actual differences, which they're not that many. You don't need professional tools to create or achieve the same look. So here I'm going to show you. You guys can get more precise. I was actually in a little bit of a hurry, but hopefully you guys can see. And now that was for the small dotting tools. And next I will show you guys how to do the medium. And this is from the other side of an actual dotting tool, and I'm not sure what the sizes are, but this is another pin that I found. I'm not sure about the size on that one either, but you know, you guys can eyeball it to see if they, you know, it's something that might look good, and it doesn't really matter what size it is. So I'm going to show you a couple of dots here. I'm doing all the tools that I actually have on the right side of the nail, and on the left side of the nail I'm going to show you the actual pin that I actually used. Like I said, you guys can use glitter polishes or metallics or neons, you know, dots and stripes and everything are all in trend right now. So you guys can let your creativity flow. Okay, and here's the largest pin that I was able to find. And I'm just gonna, oops, I almost got it wrong right there. I got it right on the right side of the nail. There you go. So, like I said, depending on the pressure, that's how big your circles or your dots are going to be like. So the next one is for ombre or gradient effect, and usually there are these makeup sponges that you guys can find at Dollar Tree or whatever, and you can just apply glitters or any polish of your choice. Um, you guys can also use the eyeshadow brushes that come in the little compact from the drugstore or whatever. That also helps. But my preference is actually a kitchen sponge. It's just so much better. It applies better for actual color instead of glitter. And when I apply glitter, I actually use just a makeup sponge. Last but not least, the striping brushes. So here are a couple of striper nail polishes that I actually bought at the store, and the best one that I found that it works a little bit better than the other ones is the Nail Art polish from Sinful Colors, and there's a wide range. Here is another one that is actually a tip with kind of like a needle type, and this is actually really good for scribbles or hearts or stars or whatever you guys want. But they're a little bit harder to find, so you guys can order those online or on Amazon. So we are gonna cut instead using, you know, cheapy polishes just to, you know, ensure the practice goes well and not actually messing up good polish brushes. So you're just gonna wipe off the polish that was already originally there. You're gonna get scissors, and the best method to do this is just ensure that you actually have some mobility from the brush, and you're gonna try to cut it in half. When you start cutting it from the half, you guys can make it as thin or as, you know, as originally as how the brush was, but preferably I like to cut in half, or, you know, in half. So basically, one quarter leave, one quarter out. Um, as you guys can see, there's some little hairs right there, and you guys can do it sideways to get that perfect edge or that flat shape to it. You guys can trim more, or you guys, if you guys messed up, you guys can always use another brush and just replace it. You just want to straighten it up, put it back in the nail polish bottle, and you guys have your little striping brush that you guys did yourself. And last but not least, we're gonna add the top coat once you finish with your nail art. And I'm gonna use the Sally Hansen Insta Dry. This actually dries really quick. Or you guys can use the NYC top coat, and both goes well. And hopefully you guys experiment with these tools, and I will be uploading new videos. I'm not sure how often, but I will show you guys tutorials that you guys can easily do, even if you're a beginner. So hopefully all goes well, and have a great day.